On February 26, Charles Vier has released his latest EP, Petrol Leaks. Tonight, I have the honor of interviewing the producer of the EP, Alessandro. I have known Alessandro for many years, value his creativity and drive, and am therefore excited to introduce him to you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was a good introduction. Very formal. Yeah.
Alessandro, we know each other for quite some time. For some of our viewers, this might, however, be the first time they're getting to know you.
That is true, and also they get to know you and the fact that we know each other for such a long time.
Can you guide us briefly through who you are and how you end up on this couch tonight?
You start with the small questions. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who am I? I work as a brand designer, as a musician, as a, I guess, creative lead in our joint venture as well. And who I am in the context of this interview is specifically, as you mentioned, that I have been working with Charles Vier over the past, well, what is it now? 8 years since the first EP came out, and like a little bit longer than that, actually. So for the past 10 years almost. And the only release for such a long time was Slight Blue Tape. And then last week, actually, Petrol Leaks came out, which I worked on with Charles for a long time. And this is all in anticipation of the full length record that we're also going to be having a chance to talk about, I think. So this is the role that I'm showing up as now. And I guess we'll get to what that role entails also on the way, I think. Yeah.
And we are right now here in Berlin. You also live in Berlin. Maybe you can give us a short background of you and your, like, where you come from, where you're right now, where you want to go.
Yeah. It's true. I live here in Berlin. Been living in Berlin for almost 4 years at this point. And have been for like 1.5 years ago, also been joined by you living in Berlin. We both, I hope I can share this, we both grew up in the very close to the Alps in the German south. Yeah, my path to Berlin and my path to working as a creative in Berlin has taken some, wasn't a straight path from the south in Germany. So I started living in Munich, worked there, also produced my first record and my only record, which is called Glow, which actually, I'm just realizing, I think Glow turned 10. Just like, yeah, I did. On February 28th.
We got to celebrate.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's a 10-year-old album now. Significant. Right, you completely skipped that anniversary. I also did the second album with Pluto in Munich, which came out 17/1/17. Also bound to have a 10-year anniversary. And then did Slight Blue Tape with Charles in Munich. And then found and we're going to skip some of the details. We're going to leave that. There's some other stuff in my personal life that I think comes through in the music, and we'll definitely get a chance to talk about that. But I found a course to study, moved to Osnabrück, which most people don't know. But like, if you look on the map, you got Berlin and you got Amsterdam, and in the dead center, if you draw a straight line, that's where that is. Spent 4 years there, studied, quick stint in England, and then I was in the US for some time doing a project, and during that project, my rental contract here in Berlin started, so came back, packed all my stuff, and moved to Berlin. And yeah, then started a master's degree, quit the master's degree, got offered a job, took the job, have been working in that job, brand design, ever since, and started this venture with you officially here in Berlin. And ever since then, like, I think we've been steadily growing our work ethic together, each other's work ethic, I think. And at this point, I am in the very lucky position of running a design studio here, which we're sitting in. with you, which is also a great honor. That's like I love this. This is just like it's a very very cool moment for me to sit here and do this. Like it's lovely. And yeah, I also run a music studio which I share. Shout out Tom. And that kind of like is the setup for me to do my creative work in this city. Yeah, there you go. Did I miss anything?
I'm sure you missed a lot.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. So lots of different steps from Munich, from the Bavarian Alps to Berlin, to end up in Berlin. But one constant, one could say, has always been music in your life.
I think
I feel
you
like.
just, I mean,
But-
it's so, yeah, that's so clear. Yeah.
And you said you released your own album, your own EP, but then kind of turned into producer. Like where
That's a
did
good-
this switch happen? How
Huh.
what made you switch the sides?
So, I mean, to end up, this is such a nice question. It's such a trap question. It's nice. I didn't actually produce the first record. The most part, and this is a great question because I can shout out a couple people. The first album, Glow, there's like 8 tracks on it, and I think, yeah, only one song is produced by me and Julian Monarch. Shout out. Great, holding it down in Munich, like Südpark Studio. Yeah, great, amazing friend. 11 years old. We started in the basement. First band, amazing guy. And the rest is produced. I took beats off of Solomon Gold's SoundCloud and produced and made the songs already based on those tracks, just on the stereo sum. Like I just had a track I ripped from SoundCloud and then sent him this because he's a friend of mine. And he was fine with that, I guess. And then he gave me the stems. He started like providing all of those songs. So I actually didn't produce so much on the first record. And then through the albums that I worked on for Pluto, who kind of like emerged from this first, the like during the production, he appeared and we started immediately after, because you can see like it's 26/02/16 when Glow came out, and we dropped Distort, the Pluto record, 17/1/17. So like just a year after. So we just went like straight into that production. And that was then Julian and me producing that record with Pluto in the room. And then I guess just, yeah, it was so cool to see someone else speak over the music that I made and to have a different persona kind of like push information that is just not mine. And I wanted to get better at producing. I wanted to have a focus and also like not be the main talking instance, I guess. So that's why. And then through that, actually, Pluto brought in Charlie because he needed a hook on Young at Heart, which is the first time Charlie ever made a song, or like, and we had him. And then I ended up working with him, and that was Sly Blue Tape. Difficult time. Very appropriate that it took so long to get the second record out, which is on the way to the main album, because Charlie and me have been like this, like very, very close. And I'm really excited to like share that. And we're going to talk about, I think, the big record as well, and a bit about Petrol Leaks, because it's also like Pluto and Charlie working closely together. That whole like connection is really strong. So, yeah. And Solomon deeply involved also on Petrol Leaks. And Julian also always Quality Gate, always. He's producing a lot still. He's adding incredible musical ideas that I can't do. Like it's just I don't have the ear, don't have the practical musical ability, and he's become, I guess, like, well, he's definitely, and I know a couple at this point, but he's one of the best engineers I know, which includes myself. I'm not so terrible at this point, but I'm definitely in the lower third, I would say. Yeah, but I'm fast. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it is about enabling people to voice their opinion on topics that you would like them to speak about or to sing about or to tell about. Mm,
You mean
and
music production or like becoming a
yes,
producer?
yeah,
Well,
like
it's yeah. I mean, I take like yes in general. Yes, it's definitely about enabling people to speak their mind and to sing their mind and to like express themselves. Like yeah, okay, obviously.
to tell their story.
But it's not. I don't, as a person, me as a person, I don't interfere. I mean, I enable and I am involved in the writing process. I'm in the room, like I do direct this, but it's not about who, like what, because you asked that question in a way where about what I want them to say. What I want is luckily pretty irrelevant on the content side. What I, as Alessandro, as me want there is expressed through my direction in the process and me being the producer of this record, providing the space and helping with the aesthetic consistency, I would say. But the identity and the content, the concepts, they originate with the artist. That's like they are the artist, and that grows, I think, through a career, right? Because I also don't know what like Charlie's gonna do next. I actually do know. Like he definitely told me that, and I am involved in that. So yeah.
And I'm excited to talk about it a bit later on.
Nice.
But for now, I have a question that because you mentioned already, and I also introduced, right, that just a couple of weeks ago, Petrol Leaks dropped. And you worked quite intensely on the EP together with Charles Vier. And what I'm interested in is, like, for you, what makes this EP special for you, Alessandro? What makes it special? And maybe you can also elaborate what for Charles from his point of view, what's special for Charles, and how it fits into the overall arch of Charles Vier.
Lovely. Great question. Thank you. I'm going to answer all of this in a single answer. So what's special about Petrol Leaks, which is a very aligned thing for me, that's special. That's the thing that Charlie wanted, and also what was so clear that we needed to have this in the Charles Vier kind of like arc, as you say, which I like, is that Petrol Leaks is a fantastic counterpiece to the Slight Blue tape. Slight Blue tape is supposed to be cute. It's fragile. It's bright. It's transparent. It's light in a way, right? It's slight blue, light in it, right? It's not quite so dark. It's still about like being sad and shit, but it's slight blue. Like it's also a tape. It has this kind of like toyish kind of aesthetic to it. And it is a physical product. It was this tape, or is this tape? They're still around, I guess. I actually lost mine. The 44 by 44 was mine, but I don't know where it is. And Petrol Leaks is still fragile. It's a leak concept, right? So it kind of like was taken off the Dropbox and like unfinished songs that were robbed. And Charlie is like, he doesn't like this. But this is the aesthetic that it's like it's still fragile. It's still not done. It's immature in a very forceful, violent, aggressive way, as immature as Slight Blue Tape was in this like unsure, insecure kind of way. And then I think this is also what is so special to see and this is what the production also does. The production is incredibly loud. It's very low end. It's definitely not light. It's very heavy. it's flammable. It's the petrol, and the production. Although we definitely we actually didn't lean in fully. Like these tracks are like some of the vocals are completely like just demo vocals, like on like you can barely hear what Pluto or like Charles are actually trying to say on Cursor, because that's just, I mean, that's the first like pass. We just left it in, because it was robbed from the Dropbox, right? So we didn't put any effort in to fix this. But the production, the craftspersonship on Petrol is significantly better and mature and intentional and pressured, like as in like it just like it's not light, it's accomplished in a way. It's potent, and that's, I think that's very special to have something that is at the same time like we didn't put in our full capabilities, but it's still like great, and it still does exactly what it does. And that is, I think that's great, because now we've shown that we can pull off in a very short time also put out a record that is like on the craftsperson production side, like it's good, like it works. Yeah.
Would you say that Slide Blue Tape is like the child, and Petrol Leaks is now kind of the puberty phase?
Yeah, as a teenager. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
The hormones
yeah, it's-
kicking in.
Absolutely. Yeah. The fire is starting in a way. Like, and there is definitely like a maturity, sexuality kind of like developing kind of thing, I think, in that. Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot more swearing. There's a revolt in this record. And Slide Blue Tape was, in a very positive and aesthetically placed sense, immature. And I don't hear immature as an insult. It's just it's somewhere in the beginning of something that is a little bit longer than one might think.
Yeah. All of us have been immature at some point, right? Maybe.
Yeah, like
maybe
every
some of
day,
us
I guess.
are still,
Right?
yeah.
That's an ongoing theme, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
Very age independent too. Yeah. Or age dependent, like, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, a couple of minutes ago, you already mentioned some of the names, like Julian, Pluto the Maker, Solomon Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto the Maker and Solomon are also on this EP.
Yes.
I think it's two fantastic features.
Thank you.
Because I feel that they add depth and color
to
the EP. Can you maybe elaborate a bit on them?
Mm-hmm.
And also how the collaboration between you, Charles, and them kind of materialized on the EP?
Mm-hmm. On the EP specifically, because I think I touched on like how this whole relationship, like we're all on the same label, if you want, right?
Okay.
We're like running this group of musicians that like collaborate all the time, and Solomon is like, he put out a great EP. Like, I mean, craftspersonship wise, like he's just by far the best one. Like, it's just absolutely clear. So Essays by Solomon is fabulous record.
So you gotta check him out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say in a very like non-subtle way. Definitely name dropping that record. Amazing production, mixed by Julian and produced by Solomon, and I actually helped arrange that. So there is a collaboration ongoing. Also, we need to talk about the show, because Solomon is playing a show. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have that on your list. Great.
Of course.
Great. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. And so the question was how on Petrol Leaks our collaboration came together.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a big role is Solomon has been living in Berlin for over 10 years at this point, and he still does. And me living in Berlin, having the studio, makes it very easy to meet and make music. Like, we've discovered this. It's very, very easy to make music when you live in the same place. it's also not so hard currently to make music when you don't live in the same place, because Julian lives in Munich, so we're fine. And we have a long distance Dropbox music relationship, which is that works, right?
21st century magic, right?
24 karat magic. Bruno Mars. But yeah, it's magic, definitely. Yeah. That's actually, I mean, yeah, we could go into that. But yeah, amazing. And so me assisting on essays has strengthened that relationship creatively. I also, all the time, like Solomon has access to the Dropbox that we just put everything in. And he's just involved. I ask him, I consult him. And then we discovered that, I mean, Charlie and Solomon also have this strong relationship artistically, because they do, personally, I think they've really supported each other artistically, and also as people, as like characters. They've just like evolved, I think, together. And like when one is like going ahead, the other one is supporting, and when the other one really like is pulling their stuff, then like those roles switch and they rely on each other like really closely on the narrative, and they complement each other quite well. And yeah, then this feature, especially like the track that we are talking about now, is Pixel Prince, the version off of Petrol Leaks, which is the regicide part, which is also that's going to happen. Like it's a snippet of a bigger piece, and Pixel Prince has appeared as the first song on Slide Blue Tape with a production duo from Munich, Consequence, and it was on Pixel Prince where Charlie initiates the narrative about himself evolving as this character who's assuming rulership. I don't know if you could say it like this, but like who's assuming power in a world in which Solomon is already in power, but he's like pulling him up or supporting him in achieving this goal. And Pluto is essentially taking the role of the supporting critic of this whole entire project. And having that conversation on the track and also around that, I think that was the nucleus. And also, I guess, like the answer to that question, it all revolved around that track. Because Pluto and Charlie have an independent relationship from that group. Pluto kind of like pulled in Charlie to make music in the first place, and it's a joint tape between the two. But around Pixel Prince and that whole dynamic, I think this collaboration really like just tied together, and it also happened with them being in the room, so together. Yeah.
But still, it's only a leak, right? So there's more to come, I suppose.
Well, that's actually like, I mean, yes, there's more to come, but not because this is a leak. But yes, there's more to come. So should I just announce that? Like, is that can I drop that?
If you want to.
Okay, because I know I'm allowed to. Yes, so we are preparing the release of the first full-length LP by Charles Vier, which is going to be called, and a lot of people already know the title because I've been talking about it for like 10 years. Not actually 10 years, but slightly. It's going to be called Pixel Turquoise, and we're working on 16 tracks. All of those tracks are like all of the tracks that are on Slide Blue Tape and on Petrol Leaks will appear on the record in a different form. And then there's going to be, because we have 7, because Pixel Prince shows up twice, and we're going to have 9 more tracks. So it's 16 songs, full-length LP. And it's going to come out on the 4th of April, 2026. So in less than a month.
So 4 times 4 songs on the 4th of April.
You see where we're going. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And so we have one immature EP and
Mhm.
one puberty EP.
Mhm.
Does this make one grown-up LP?
No, definitely not. No, no.
Still
It
in the
makes
puberty phase.
it's a lovely question. Definitely no.
Mm.
It's definitely not a grown-up LP.
A settled Charles Vier. You cannot expect.
Settled?
Probably.
Lovely. But yeah, I wonder now what the right description of it is. It's it's momentous. Like it's moving. It's definitely like it's in orbit, right? So it's you got an immature need to express and some kind of like learning to walk, express, experience, and be independent kind of thing, I guess, and questioning a lot. And then you have this like velocity increasing kind of like force. And I think, Pixel Turquoise it's a lift off into orbit, I would say. That's also like, I mean, it's the first LP. Like it's then all of a sudden you've done that, right? And album is still king. Like you need to do album, right? So EPs, cool, singles, whatever that is. But then we launched Charles Vier into orbit, right? Yeah, so that's what that is. But it's definitely it's still gonna have very insecure moments. We're gonna retain those. They're very precious. We have even more aggressively immature moments, but also immature, because I like this, happiness in a way, like ecstasy is also intrinsically immature. There is an undampedness about that. And we're definitely going to go from a very translucent kind of color into the darkness, that dip. And I mean, Pixel Turquoise is just like it fucking glows in the dark, right? It's just like radiantly turquoise. So that's where we're gonna
It's a lot of
land.
pure
We're not gonna land.
emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Pure emotions like innocence, happiness, maybe also some hatred. Like some pure forms of these emotions, not blurred.
I love how you like describe this as something profound, and I hear it as like, fuck. Like it's just very blunt.
This is just because I cannot talk profoundly about music.
But that's fine. Yeah. But I mean, you're right. It's very like we're dealing with base colors in a way, right? Emotionally. But maybe I should be a bit more clever about like describing this, I guess. But maybe not this time around. Yeah. But yes, definitely. Yeah.
Now, if I want to see Charles Vier live, and if I want to experience this, where and when do I have the chance?
Lovely question with so many layers. So seeing Charles is quite hard because he doesn't have a head, which is rough. Yeah. Just like, I mean, I've never seen the guy, right? I mean, he like shows up, right? And he appears, but he's pretty hard to see because he doesn't have a head.
Then let's rephrase it. If I want to listen to Charles Vier live.
Perform live, yes.
Perform live,
yes. Yeah. Has never happened so far, so you've definitely not missed him, which that's a shame to not have seen him live. He's robbed the world of his presence for a long time. There is a show coming up, which Solomon is going to play. It's on the 9th of April. So it's like 5 days after the release of Pixel Turquoise. And it is somewhere close to the border of the Netherlands. I am blanking on the name where it is, but we will provide that information. And we are desperately hoping for no one to show up because it's kind of like a hidden show. But if people show up, I mean, that's what we're doing it for. So we're definitely not promoting this specifically.
You heard it here first. Do not show up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please don't show up there.
We're going to provide you the information where and when it is, but please do not show up.
to be more specific, Solomon is going to play essays. He's also, I think I'm allowed to say that. I have a folder on my computer, which is called Essays 2. And I'm hoping that we're going to maybe be able to play some of that, test it out. We'll see if Charlie's going to show up. I'm going to be there. I'm going to play a couple of the Charlie songs to support Solomon and just stretch that kind of show. I'm also going to help perform Solomon's records as a live performer, playing the machines that I am able to press buttons on. And I have to talk to Charlie if he's actually going to show up and perform his vocals live. We'll see. Because that's something that, like, Charlie is definitely still in the recording artist kind of like phase. But what I do know is that this year Charlie will perform live, and we're conceptualizing the record around that. That's going to happen. Yeah. And probably late April. So he might use that show as a test run to see that he can do that. Yeah. Because it's a first, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 9th of April, we can meet you for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And then end of April, there's going to be some further show. Did I hear that right?
Yes, you heard that right. So for Pixel Turquoise, we are, and by we, that also means Solomon. That means also you, although I know you're asking this question for the audience. Me, Julian, hopefully, I mean, the people that like have been playing the instruments, Krisa, Tom, are gonna help us perform parts of Pixel Turquoise, because playing a 16-song album takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of skill. We're probably not going to do that. We're not going to attempt this, because also, like, we want to enjoy ourselves a little bit at that release party, which is the context in which this will happen. And we're currently looking at to make because like we do the numerology thing a bit. Like, we're hoping to do this around the 26th of April 26th. So it's 26 for 26, but there's other dates that kind of like have a ring to them as well. But this is definitely the internal and now a little bit external date where we're going to do something live in Berlin. Not only live, also live in Berlin in a venue for the public. Music, a little bit of talking, maybe something like this also. It's going to be a longer event because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to show. Lots of people to also like involve in, because the community is larger than the music at this point, right? We have creatives, including myself, that do other things apart from music. We're sitting in front of artwork behind you and behind me as well from Celine, who's part of the team. I would love for her to show a bit of like this stuff, and also there's more. I mean, in this direction also, like, we're surrounded by her work. I'm also dressed in her work, actually. Like, my jacket is like stitched by Celine. So I mean, it's that's definitely plays a part. And we also have a lot of other like people that I think are going to be perfect making contributions, also including, we're going to definitely close out the night with at least like 2 DJ sets, and just like, right? I mean, just go for it, where I get to do the audiencing, you know, right? It's just going to be a person, right? That's cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. And like, yeah, the next 8 weeks are crazy. Yeah.
So the event where the place and the time are fixed.
Mm-hmm.
9th of April, Amsterdam.
Not Amsterdam, near the
near the Dutch border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please do not show up.
Yeah, that's precise. Yes.
The event where neither date nor time and nor place are fixed. End of April, probably in Berlin. Please do show up.
I will rephrase that for a moment. There's a mysterious concert on the 9th of April, a Solomon Gold show with a special guest, Charles Vier, maybe. And then there's going to be a definite release event, probably on the 26th of April, 26th, in Berlin, location and time to be announced. See you there.
Perfect.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alessandro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights on petrol leaks
You're welcome. Yeah.
and your work with Charles Vier. I'm looking forward to listening to the LP. The EP is out already now.
Yes.
You can listen on it
Everywhere.
everywhere. Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, if you need to.
Well, yeah, if you still
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the LP then
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
and to our next interview together.
Lovely. Thank you. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.